All right. Hello, hello, hello. Look at this Nero's coming in strong. Buy two right off the bat. I'm gonna throw the gauntlet down. Sound is good. Thank you, Nero. That's what I was waiting for. I knew you would help me out. I knew it. I knew it. All right. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. We had some fun lacrosse yesterday, and I got a new toy. I'm just reporting. Yeah, the coffee is ready. Actually, it's about half full. I should be okay. Maybe it's not half full. Maybe it's like a third full, but I should be all right. We went to bed kind of at a good time last night, and the boy did not wake me up. So I have a new hobby. Like not that I need any more hobbies, guys, but I've been like addicted all weekend. So besides my like cooking obsession, so you guys know that I was all in the sous vide. I got an Instapot because I was like, all right, it's getting to be a pain to go out and get like pho. I'm like, it's getting more and more expensive. I'm like, I can just, it's just easy. Like, if I can make it in 2 hours, like, I'd much rather just make it myself, right? So I can kind of like, tweak it. And I'm having fun with like the pressure cooker aspect of it. Like, I didn't, they didn't really have a pressure cooker, but it's kind of cool how it like cooks very, very quickly. So that's like my new like kitchen obsession. And then this weekend, I got on this like 3D printer kick. Got a 3D printer on Saturday, and like I'm addicted to it. My wife's gonna murder me because I'm like I'm blowing up Amazon. I feel like I have an Amazon addiction. I feel like Will. I think Will, you said you had one at one point too. I'm like, oh my god, I can get this one. I can get this one. $18 here, $15 here, right? It's like $7 here, right? She's like, what are you buying now? It's like nothing, nothing. So it's absolutely hysterical. I'm like, I don't have it printing right now because I don't know. I mean, there's obviously noise canceling in the headphones, but I didn't know if it was going to be. It's not super loud. It just sounds like a little bit loud, like computer fan, right? But it's so bad. I'm like, oh my god, I can print this. I can print this. I can print this. It's so bad. So addicting. But I feel like I'm gonna have to like put like a parental control that only Melissa can unlock on Amazon at this point because I keep buying things. So yeah, yeah, having a good time with it, guys. So if you want anything 3D printed, let me know. But it's fun watching the thing. I mean, it takes hours. So I didn't realize that you needed patience for 3D printing. I got one years ago. Fun little tool. Yeah, it's awesome, Sean. I'm like, oh my god, I could build that. I could do this. Like, there's a lot to it. Like, there's a lot more than what you think there is. Like, there's all the different nozzles and there's the different filaments and like so I'm still learning a lot. Like, it's kind of cool. But it's like, I figure if like they can 3D print somebody an ear, it's like, huh, what can I do at home? I'm like, oh wow. It's like that would be a cool clip. And the guy's like, yeah, I 3D printed this tool. I'm like, that's awesome. Like, it's like, like you have a pegboard, right? Like I watched a guy like change the schematics on a pegboard. Like you have a pegboard and then like you end up breaking something and you're losing. You're like, how the heck? Like I don't want to buy 100 new peg things, right? It's like, wow, I could just print one. It's like, God, it's like I feel everybody has to have one of these. Um, Ernest, yes, I can print $100 bills, but I can't spend them anywhere. Nobody will take them. So, not yet. Close, close. I probably could print bitcoins. I'm sure I could print bitcoins because nobody actually has any idea what they actually look like. I can put it in like a fancy little like gold shiny thing. Be like, yeah, this is what a bitcoin looks like, guys. You never seen a bitcoin? Right? You've never really? You've never seen it? This is wow. Yeah, this is a Bitcoin. Kidding? Yeah. You kidding? There's definitely yeah. The possibilities are limitless. But yes, it's absolutely an addicting little thing. Um, it's absolutely addicting. It's 7 month high, but severe delay, shorter delays. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, as far as what's moving in the overnight, not that much. I mean, Swiss is kind of retracing. Everything is retracing whatever move it had in the European session. Bunch of different gaps this weekend. Because of Halloween, I had to move everything forward, so I didn't get to update the newsletter. That'll be updated today as soon as we're done. Actually, when I'm done this, I got to take Jen for a COVID test. She's been like she's super congested and coughing, but her nursery school's like, hey, if she's coughing, that's it. You got to get her COVID tested. We're like, yeah, her nose is running a ton and she's congested. Like Reese had something last week, but okay. So we got to go get her a COVID test later today. So I'm not sure when that's going to be, but yeah. So besides that, really just all the retracements we're seeing. I mean, you can see here in the euro retracing back again, CAD retracing, Swiss retracing, pound retracing, pound yen retracing. Aussie's the only one that's staying consistent, and then euro pound a little bit, but you know, that's what it is. Typical Monday. So I think everything this morning is going to rely upon on this 10 a.m. ISM number. It's supposed to be a little bit lower, but then at the same time, excuse me, CAD PMI hit 7-month high, right? But severe delay, delivery delays and short supply shortage. So it's everything's got to be a supply shortage, right? Um, Besides that, not really tons of news. I would say China's wrestling with debt, but welcome to being one of the world big economies. Tonight actually looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. Um, Again, it says it's signaling a retreat. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what they consider as signaling a retreat. But basically, the getting rid of the kind of easing, and all that. I expected Australia to already do it, but I'm curious to see if they're going to have similar language to what New Zealand did. So yeah, look at this. UK output growth slows fourth quarter supply difficulties. Yeah. And then I guess now officially there's a 26% chance of PAL being replaced in December, right? I don't know how they come up with like 26%, but um, I don't know. I think it's more about I don't know. Everybody would just rather burn down and replace than fix, I guess. I don't think PAL's doing a horrible job. I think PAL's turned too political, but that's why there's a board of people. Um, I don't know. I think he's basically giving the political pressure. So I don't know who that they would want to put in. Like, I thought Powell was. I think Powell used everything he had against Trump. Is what it is my opinion, right? He said to Trump, "He's like, no, we're an independent board." And then like Biden's here, and he's like, "Okay, I'll roll over." So I think they need to regain their independence. Yeah, I think that the Fed really needs to regain their independence, and when they get political pressure, I need to tell them. I feel like they need to tell them to you know, find someone that cares, is what they should tell them. So, all right. With that said, I guess let's just jump right in the market. So, uh, start off with the dollar index. As I pointed out, dollar index is really kind of bounced around in this 23.6. I don't think we're going to have a lot of crazy dollar movement in the next 2 days. Not with the Fed meeting. Um, on Wednesday with FOMC. So I would say it is kind of set up the way that we have basing above any little bit of a kind of a rally up in the dollar. I think we can have a quick rollover again because of the area of basing and the pop that happened at 7 o'clock. So hold on, Melissa's messaged me when Jen has her test. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, okay. She's like, okay, did virtual appointment. Wow, so easy. She's a test at 1:10. Results by 10 p.m. Okay. So, all right, good. Nice. So it gives me some time to breathe this afternoon. Anyway, having this one drop back down again, I think the dollar has the ability to get a little bit weaker today. Again, ISM will kind of make the big difference in it. Starting off with the Aussie dollar, again, rallying back up again. This was a fib draw from before, and it looks like most of it of the weekend got kind of screwed up. So we'll just remove it now. This is from all last week. Let's clear. Let's clear. I don't need 15. That's why there's so many candles out here. There we go. So downside wise, this is a little bit harder to grab. Again, this is a 3 o'clock. I mean, obviously UK open reversal here. A lot of kind of junk down here. I would say probably this is probably our best bet down below. I'm really kind of looking for levels. Um, this is a decent level here. If we can get a pullback to it, it's an okay pattern. It's not the best, but I would say that would be a level to watch out for tonight. Probably. Have to go on a higher time frame. Just trying to hourly. Okay, I can't see it. I wanted to see what this area looked like here. Unfortunately, nothing. It's an racetrack. All right. Why that random number is out there. All right, let's go across. So, drop it down to 30. Few interesting levels here for tonight, all based off of weakness. So we kind of need this one to roll. I think everything I mean, problem with tonight is everybody expects them to make a change. If they don't make a change, it's a very, very weak sign for the Aussie. But if they do make a change, it has to be big enough that it's going to be a surprise to the top side. So I would say if it continues to rally up, Again, that's in all anticipation for them saying things, but there's more chances that it will go down than it'll go up based off of what they say. Remember, because they're all expecting a change, so it's got to be a bigger change than is expected to be a kind of a miss, right? And if they say nothing, if they kind of balk on it a little bit, then again, that's weakness. We shoot back to the downside. So I think the key to this one is going to be is really finding which basing level that it comes up to. Um, Again, here's a base. It's not the first time it's hit. It's not necessarily fresh. It came back and retested and then again formed a new base here and shot back down again. It's kind of at a level right now. Like this is another area you could draw and say, hey, listen, it had a pullback and it dropped and it hit it and dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. Let's see. Could you refine it a little bit more? Yeah, we could refine it to here. So, is it the freshest of levels? No, it's been hit a few times. Could it be the reversal point? Sure. And I think if this one rallies back down again into this level for tonight, at the 75.05 level, I think that's a sign that we need to get long for the news tonight, pre news move. Could be, again, like I said, everybody's expecting some type of comment, something, right? Um, it's just whether or not it's going to be big enough to show purely strength or has the market already baked it in? Because it sounds like the market has already got a lot of it baked in. But right now, again, there's been a reversal area. Right here, you have to find it on the 15-minute, not the 30. Again, coinciding with the U.S. market open. It doesn't quite help us with the Dixie right now. But again, if it does start to roll, you'll be able to see it over there first. Aussie yen. So Aussie yen finally, again, one, two, three, fours, but broke it. It hit it again, base and hit it again. So this is not a level we really want to do much with. You can see how many times it's pulled back from that level. So right now, setting up kind of new moves, I would say we have a larger time frame level up top. We know that we're sitting up there. I would say, I mean, although this is not my favorite of levels, let's see, it's 8. Let me see if I can refine that a bit. Right there. I want to see if that was an original level. Doesn't look so. Let's see. No, hard to see. Nope, it's been too far away. All right. Okay. So it looks like that's what we're looking at right now. And again, kind of setting up the same exact way. It's a level. Is it, it's kind of it's formed its new level. I like the top, strong push up, and it was a two candle base. I prefer one, but it is a two and then a very, very strong bit of movement out of there. I would say if we can get up there pre-news, it's probably not a horrible position. Although we do have this larger time frame level up top. So I'd much rather it form a base up top, but that's a lot of movement. This one's got to move about 30 pips from now till tonight. Obviously, it could definitely do that. It could actually move the 67. Question is, are we going to get any help from the yen? Because we're not going to get a whole lot of Aussie help today. So we'll see if the ISM number really messes it up and gold takes a bounce. This one will go higher because it will drag the Aussie with it. I would say at this point, with it rallying higher, I don't know. Both pairs, Aussie dollar and Aussie yen, seem like it's going to be a disappointment tonight. But we'll have to see what it does the rest of the day. Like I said, if it pulls back down and comes lower, then yeah, I think that is probably a decent a decent level to be able to watch out for. Downside longs. I mean, there's a small little level of basing here that is tested, right? That one needed it to drop 70 pips, so it's quite a bit of a haul. We talked about this level at 85.14. Um, there are a few small levels in here, but I'm not going to make that call right now. 10 hours in advance. I think watch out for these two. I think if we go up and again we can start banking off this 86.15, I think that'll give us kind of a sign of where we're heading ahead, ahead of time. Yeah, I was hoping we have a little bit more in the overnight for this one. We should be able to burst through this now. 1, 2, 3. We should be able to go. I think 86.15 could be like an intraday short level again because of the yen. See if we can get some yen help in this one, and then again maybe that gives us a little bit more of an assistance. But right now I think the yen's going to drag us more than the dollar. But again, we'll find out in 10 minutes. Euro pound. So yeah, euro pound came up in the overnight about 5 o'clock in the morning, touched the level at 84.76 and pushed back down. So um, yeah, it's top to bottom, just so everybody knows, is only 50 pips on this one. The movement today has only been about 30. So, yeah, I would say this one's kind of a little bit lost. I didn't even check. Like I said, I'm off this week with everything. Um, Wednesday morning. Let me see. Hold on. Tomorrow, it's all their manufacturing data. Hmm. Wow. German retail sales got nuked. Hmm. 61 has been great. Let's pull this off now. It's well past. Um, Really downside. I mean, looking for buying opportunities in this one. I mean, there's a bit of a level here that was kind of tested, but it didn't really have an explosive. I mean, it took a while, right? It took a while to get going. And once the Europeans stepped in, they stepped in over here. It was already kind of moving in the overnight a little bit. Um, Really, I mean, I kind of like these two still as far as my bottom side entries. On the 30, there's just not a whole lot of again, we've banked, right? We've banked off a top level zone, right? Top side of the channel, but I mean, eh, it's all right, right? It's okay. Um, I don't know. I'd say we can get back up top. It's probably worth something. Again, there's a lot of European based data tomorrow. If it fails at all, then again, that would help lead us back to the downside. A lot more exposure to risk tomorrow morning, but I mean, we got 23 pips to go till we get back up there. So yeah, I mean, the trade is kind of already done. The trade kind of triggered here at that 5:30 ish 6 mark. Was kind of the reversal. So yeah, it's kind of out. There's not much we can do about that. Euro yen. So euro yen is messing with us, right? It's actually funny. This is the old level. This is that Harry Potter we talked about from last week, and it ended up blowing through it. I mean, it did that full retracement last week. So if you missed it this week, it was still kind of drawn on here. I haven't changed this from since last week, and it literally came up at base in that same level and then took off, and now has been kind of going sideways. It has actually not hit its full profit target to the downside, right? It's 2/3 of the way, and it made it within. Geez, I mean, this one made it within 1.2, right? 1.2 pips is what this one missed it by, and actually, I guess I'm not. Right, maybe it is out. Hold on, let me adjust it. That's the 3.1. There's 3. Okay, so it missed it by less than that. That's yeah, look at it. It missed it by less than that. Now I'm curious. All right. You wanted to talk about pipettes? Uh point 2, Ernest. Point 2. Yeah. So point 2 of a pip. How's that for pipettes, Ernest? Doesn't get much closer than that. Actually, maybe I could have adjusted this just a little bit here. But nah, I think it's pretty close. Point 2. Point 2 pips. So yeah, doesn't get much closer than that. Anyway, this one just kind of based in sideways. Again, it's got to see what the yen is going to do. We'll find out in 7 minutes what type of play it does. If anything, I would say it probably reverts back down into the 31.90 range. There are some buying opportunities, and again, this was a decent base down here. I think this is something to mark off. It is marked as far as kind of a level that we've seen previous buyers in the past step in, and again, it's bounced high and bounced high. Again, it stopped it and it based it and gave us a new actual drawing of risk. So I think that's a level to kind of watch out for. Maybe tomorrow, if we can get down there, 131.68. I think it's pretty decent, right? And again, don't forget to check these old, watch these old levels. Top side, again, if we get back up again, I would not take another short off that area. It's in, but there's only like maybe 1 or 2 pips, not even probably 2 pips to go before it breaks the top. I think watching out for this level up. Whoops. Nope. There we go. Right there. I think 132.91. I think is our top and bottom target still. And again, this would have been our target to the downside. So there we go. 132.91, 131.68, and then again, our entry was just at that 132.31. It was the break from before, and again, you know, hit it. It hit it late, blew through, and then again, we knew that that was an old area. It came up, based in it, and dropped. You got into it here, this one, Ernest, or you got in over here? I'm assuming you got into this one because this was the 29th. Right, here was the weekend right here. Maybe you got into you would not have got into the long. The long actually occurred right here. But if you got this one, yeah. Yeah. Have fun with that point 0.2 pips. Yeah. If anybody was to get caught by that point 0.2 pips, Ernest, it would be you. I have a high probability. All right. Euro dollar. So euro dollar target was hit. We had 115.89 was the target. Again, it was hit multiple times. We weren't really interested in necessarily getting into it. This one's been a bear. Look at this. We kind of got the pullback, but not really. Blew all the way up top, grabbed that top level, rolled all the way back down again, and then just picked up steam. Like by the end of the day, end of day was here. But this thing just blew right through the target price. This one had that same kind of pullback, did not get triggered on it. And again, I wouldn't necessarily, um, you know, again, all we're doing was considering the other card. Actually, did that hit? It did hit. You would not have traded this one though. So it did hit the opposing zone all the way at the bottom. It did actually touch. It did breach below it. But it was at 12:30 on a Friday. So yeah, you would not have traded that one long. Nice to always say that, hey, yeah, we go long here. But no, you would not have. You should not have gone long from that one. There would have been no reason to hold that one over the weekend. European market was already closed. U.S. market, and literally it popped a little bit and then just flatlined on you. But way too much overnight risk. I would say watch that level again. I think 115.35 is a good level. You can see that it really stopped this big bit of momentum and then did provide a barely touch and pulled across. And again, we know we have a big psychological level sitting right below it. So that would probably be our radar list on this one. And again, 4 minutes, we'll see if we can, who knows, maybe it punches through in the next 4 minutes. Right there. All right. Pound yen. Choppy! So this one came up 8 o'clock. We touched the 157. Again, it was an area that we knew to watch out for. We had a Harry Potter here, but we still do not have an entry from that Harry Potter. We actually adjusted it forward just a little bit off of this, right? Because this did not give us the entry. We adjusted it forward, and again, it did still the one pop down, one pop up again. So it needs to be readjusted yet again. The only problem with this one right now is we're starting to get a little bit low. And again, we'll bring it over here. As you can see, we got to adjust it. It's actually a little bit smaller risk on this one. And 3 is right there. So this one's getting a little bit risky because we do have an area here coming in at 155.33 where we had some buyers stepping in. So again, same Harry Potter that we're looking for, just have not gotten the entry for it yet. I think keep the 157.10 up top. Again, don't like that it took forever to base. I love the reaction off of it. Love that it hit it once, it tried, and then just got collapsed away again. So right now, these are kind of the areas that we're looking for. I'd say there's a potential. Let me see. It was just it's an old level. Let me actually adjust this level. Oops, not all that. There we go. Let's take this across. Put this. Let's punch this one out. There we go. Yeah, we know that little risk there. Let's put this in. There we go. So cells back up top. We can just change it to red. We'll just make that one red. We'll put it right there. Okay. But yeah, Harry Potter break of 115. Let's make this one super clean. We'll make this one super clean. There we go. All right. All right, good. Pound dollar. Look at it. Pound took a little bounce off of that, but nothing we were looking for. So again, Talked about a Harry Potter trade looking for a break of 137.08. Last week it got completely nuked, blown up. I will say keep this level up top on the radar. Again, did a pretty good job of holding. Um, Obviously, this one got blown up, so we're just going to move this up top here. This one got blown through. It's gone now. We're looking for that break. Don't care about that. Hit this target. This one went a little bit lower, but again, it was over the weekend, so I'm not concerned about it. Actually, early morning at 3. Yeah, it was a European session kind of mess around. Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, the 3 and the 4 touch here is what screwed this one up. Let's take it and cover this area right here. That pop. It's not the freshest level, but I had a decent bounce off of it. Funny how that worked. We'll respect it. We'll look at that one. We can get a reversal time on that one. It's a 9 a.m. Probably will come back down. Yeah, it's 45 pips. That would have been a decent trade this morning, right at the open. All right, let me see what ISM is doing. All see what we got here. What do we got? 60.8. All right, that's better than expected, right? Not quite. I mean, it's lower than before, but not quite as negative, right? Being a little overly negative there. So not bad. Not bad. That shouldn't affect it too much. Yeah, that's what you should see. It's doing what it should. All right. That's doing the right thing. Actually, let me see. What is the dollar increasing a little bit? Let me see what Aussie dollar is doing. Yeah, it should be pushing down a little bit. Okay, that's not bad. So if we can trend this down, that could be a nice little takeoff point for a good positive surprise today. We'll see if we can get all the way back on that one. Look at that, 17 months of economic expansion. All right. So we'll see. Again, that should be good for the indices. Yeah, this one probably comes down. That news should be helpful. That was a 9 o'clock roll. 1 to 3 is right. That's 3.02. So yeah, perfect. That was, again, that matches. 730 pop on that one. All right. And again, definitely don't hold past that. Again, this level is already proven that it's been a decent level. So we'll see if that one completes. Dollar CAD has been quite choppy. I actually don't like this one, the way that's setting up right now. I mean, this is what it did on Friday. Nothing. And then here's Friday. And then Sunday, and it's not doing a whole lot. So 142.22 up top. Again, it's a level strong push off of it. If you want to take a bit more aggressive of a zoning tool, you could use that versus the full zone that it's actually in. And again, larger time frame zone. So again, here's the refined inside of the larger, which is good. On the other side, it's kind of the same idea, but down at 123. So 124.22 up top would be our aggressive entry, but again, in the smaller time frame or in the smaller, lower risk. And then again, same thing at the bottom. Larger time frame is 123.08. 123 flat is where this smaller kind of section comes in at. So, and really, we're kind of just smacked in between these two. But I would say there's no trend, not a lot to do on this one. No real excitement, so be cautious with it. The Swiss has pulled back, and again, we had a parabolic move on Friday. This is one of those ones that kind of funky, right? So here is Friday, right? Actually, here is where he ended Friday. We came back up and touched, so it was an overnight base trade, and all it's done is retraced all the way back down again. Ernest, I'm assuming you caught this one because I know you follow this pair pretty closely, but I'm assuming you caught this one because you typically will grab midnight base trades. It's midnight for me. It's only 11 o'clock for you. So I'm assuming that you caught this one. And all it did was retrace back down to where we were. kind of the start of last week. So I would say still, buys are still consistent for where we were looking for last week. The 90.84, 90.68. Right now, there's really nothing. I mean, do you want to play it long off this area? Not. I wouldn't. I don't think so. I think this one is. I mean, I would say that it's due for a bounce, but is it the greatest of levels? Not really. The first two clean levels are much lower. So should it bounce a little bit? Sure, but do you want to? Are you going to establish risk with two wicks like this? No. Are you going to use this little tiny area? Not really. I mean, it's five. It's 5 pips worth of risk, and it would still have to drop another 15 pips to get there. And with that, after 15 pips of movement, I mean, obviously the news is already done. It's already out. So, you know, could we play a reversal? Sure, but it doesn't quite match up. But I think this was the trade in the overnight. This was a decent. Love that. Love this shape. That's my favorite shape of candle. Right, that's my favorite shape of the candle, and loved how it pushed back down again. You skip it, that sucks. Yeah, this. I mean, I this is not my favorite pair, but that's a 50 pip runner in the overnight. That was a nice one. I was asleep, so I can't even say like, look at this, guys. I took this trade. Yeah, $1 million. See, I'm the best. I was asleep. I didn't catch it, but again, it was a decent one. Um, and again, obviously, you know, you may say, well, wait, is this a candidate for a Sunday night gap? Not really, because that was such a strong level. That candle right there, that's an awesome candle. Gotta love that candle. Yeah, 7 pips for the risk. That's a nice one. That is a nice one. And actually, in the Sunday night gaps, and again, I did not do the Sunday night gaps yesterday because of Halloween. I was out with the kids and family first. That would have been a short opportunity. That would have been in the overnight list because I would not have taken this one long with that level. But the way that candle is formed, that would have been a setup in the overnight. So, kids, man, they mess it all up for you. But yes, that absolutely is a trade everybody should get into. Except for us that we're sleeping. Here's a trade setup. Again, dollar yen. Yeah, this one would have triggered about 11 o'clock last night. This was a gap because again we gap beyond. We're expecting a pullback, and again it came back, it hit, and took off. So you guys know I'm not a huge fan of this one, but um, yeah, pretty easy setup. Playing the gap, pulled back, and took off. Obviously, this would also been this would have been a true Sunday net gap. Particularly where it opened, it would have thrown us off because it went up first before coming back down. But there's your touch. There's your 1 to 3. Actually went well above that before retracing, but right now it's really kind of the same proximity. So again, this was purely a gap play, right? A pullback to the gap. And again, it doesn't matter what you used. If you use the gap, great. If you use the old area, you were still in, it wouldn't have mattered. And then again, it's the same trade either way. Both of them would have worked, right? So it wouldn't matter if you use this one or the gap. Either way, you're totally good to go, right? And again, you may say, well, why would I have used this one? Well, yeah, it's a Harry Potter, right? It broke through the zone. I mean, it closed basically up in the zone, broke through the top, pulled back, and took off. Definition of a Harry Potter. And again, I'll move this out of the way, and I'll move this. Oops. You can see no cheating. Up, base, pullback, go. It was over the weekend. So had you not used that Harry Potter and you used the gap, it went higher, did not touch, came back, grabbed it, and took off. So either one of these was, both of them were decent trade setups. All right. Those, you should have grabbed either one of them. Okay. 2 opportunities to get in the same trade. Let's go across, look at oil. So oil is going. And I mentioned this earlier. Trying to get that pullback was a little bit rough. And again, did it do a 23? It may have done a 23. I was trying to use the extension tool, but I messed it up. Now it went beyond the 23. I was trying to see if there was a clean one in there. Trying to grab the extension. Yeah, it went up to the 78. I don't like the extension tool as much. It's not my thing. But anyway, we did break through the 84. We're still in kind of that blue level. So I would actually not be surprised if it rolls now. We can remove this. This was the overall target to the top side. So I mentioned that we could have an up scenario. Right now we are in an up scenario. Things be a little bit more expensive. I mean, they're going to say supply chain. I'd say it's due for a pullback, but I think it stays high. I don't know what I was doing over here. I think it stays high. We hit 85 today. Let me see. Eh. Big question is, I would say we're kind of pulling back right now. It's a little bit early. Again, this is ISM based. Question is, do we get a reversal off this? Will this be the start of the reversal for the day? Hmm. I don't know if that level's. I don't know if this level's strong enough to do it, but it could be. It could be. Wondering if this is what we're going to see now. A pull back into this level. Like if we have like a short, like if we end up something like that. Or maybe even actually like down to this level, right in the middle of that level. I'm wondering if that's what it looks like today. Because we had more of a bigger kind of European session move. ISM data is things are a little bit more expensive, not anything crazy. If we pull back, can we break 85? I feel like we can, but I feel like at this point everybody is so anti-energy inflation. And with Australia taking moves tonight, I think it'll definitely start helping curb it. Um, mm, eh, it's an all right setup. Like I said, the one thing that would have had that bugs me about the setup is again, it is manufacturing, but it's so close to reversal time. It is Monday. There's no other news, and we had such strong movement up in the European session. You expect it to pull back a little bit. And again, yeah, demand is higher, but there's also supply. You're going to say that demand's higher, but supply, right? So yeah, if it ends up at 83, 82, I'm not going to be surprised if it rolls back down. Just kind of meanders slowly. So natural gas. Natural gas is back to where it gapped. I mentioned in Todd's presentation, looking for this to come back down again. You can see this little spike at 9 o'clock, right around that kind of open time frame, and it pulled up to grab some more orders. This was that first little push. Yeah. Anyway, it did gap right into a level we had at 23, right? I'm sorry, 32, right? 332, 332, two. Trade's done. I think this one comes down. I think we probably end today down here between 513 and 520. I'm happy with this if it comes back down. I would love for it to break $5. The dollar, yeah, okay, good. Dollar yen. Yeah, I figured you guys would. That one was kind of a because there was multiple ways to get into that one. I figured you guys would have grabbed that one. Yeah, I figured more than one of you guys would have got that one. Whether it be from the setup from last week or the setup from the gap, either one. That was a pretty easy one. Yeah, I would say negative today. Like I said, there's no pressure. It is cold. Todd's like, it's like freezing here in Chicago. I'm like, really? I was like, I think it's only like, I don't know. It's what? When I want the weather app to pop up, it okay. Maybe it's gone. I don't know. Anyway, I had a sweatshirt and pants on when I dropped the boys off at the bus stop, and I was totally fine. A little chilly. Definitely one of those like weathers where like, yeah, I would go out and work out in this. Yeah, I would do this. Right? Good weather to be outside doing activities. Not too hot, not too cold. A little bit of a chill. Gotta like it. So yeah, I would say negative. Don't really have of an entry. The trade's already done for the day. Again, it took its reversal a little bit early, but yeah, trade's out. But love it. 2.45% down. Love for this thing to get down and break that $5 mark again. Gold. So gold, I would like to consider. I don't have a trade set up on gold, right? So gold has really been just kind of again a lot of these small candles. I want gold to keep going. Everybody's talking inflation, 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 right? Now, again, the inflation play has been more in the cryptos, not necessarily in gold. But I think if gold can get back up to 1800, that gives us a good kind of baseline. I think it's going to have a hard time with 1800 again. It's got to go up. It's got to base, but I think 1800 is really going to be the area. And again, you can see how much. It plays in 1800 a lot, right? I don't know what they're going to say tonight. I don't have the list, but I really think if they start talking about it, really about inflation. We're seeing inflation, 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 inflation. Big banks are not really going. They're not using the bitcoins and things like that, right? For inflation, that's driven more by kind of the retail market right now. I think the more we're seeing this shift, and the more we're going to be talking about interest rates and about how bad inflation actually is. I do think that's where again, gold really starts taking off with the big commercial, the older clients. So I'm bullish gold today. I would like it to form a base, and I would love it to start going higher. But again, we're not quite there yet. We need some help, right? We need some help. I don't know. Yeah, Yellen and all them, they're still like this. Oh yeah, it'll be transitory. It's transitory for the next 2 months, but then next, no, and they're saying next year it's going to go, it's going to go down. If you look at any article or any headline, when they say that inflation is going to go down, I haven't seen anybody say that it's going to turn negative and go, it's just going to go back on par to what it normally was. But that's not what transitory means, right? Right? Like getting back to where it should, like we talked about the V curve with recovery, right? Well, if things are already like a friend of mine is like, no, 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 these charts are misleading. I'm like, dude, you're a labor union guy. I get it that labor is a great scenario, but I never saw any negative price pressure. Like I didn't see any prices during the pandemic go down, right? Nothing got cheaper during the pandemic. You couldn't buy toilet paper. You couldn't find masks. People were, 3D printing. They were home printing masks for hospitals. Prices never went down, right? It wasn't like I could go to the supermarket and get food cheaper. There was not really any food there, right? So yeah, like it's one of those things that inflation has remained, persistent, right? It didn't. Nothing got cheaper. Like stuff was not on sale during COVID, right? When we were locked at home. If anything, it was the other way around. We weren't using certain things, but I was like, man, you're a labor guy. Just labor is different, right? Like the numbers are cooked because yes, people are not in the labor numbers, but prices we've purchased stuff. It's not like we didn't purchase things for a year, buddy. So, okay, I'm getting more messages. But I think 1800 is important. I would say bullish today. Don't have an entry. Way too many wicks. Too many small bodies in here. I think 1800 is the magical number. Got to get up there. Silver is at $24, so we only have $76 to go. We're officially in November, so take 76, cut it in half. What are we looking at? 38? 38%. So silver should be up 38% this month, right? According to Wall Street Bets. I'd say if anything right now, it's kind of set up more of an area where we've had a lot of selling in this area at 24. And again, I will tell you what's hurting this. Seeing this down here, talking about China's pulling back. There's another one down here for China, which basically talked about how it's not looking good. China's having some issues now, right? That's not necessarily great for silver. Why? You may say, what the heck does that have to do with it? Again, silver is an industrial metal. A lot of silver's kind of came during like the mass expansion in China, right? For silver, with silver slowing down and supply and everything. Not that there's a supply shortage of silver, but the products they're using it in, it was decreasing. So again, with China mentioning things again, silver, you can see it on a yearly basis. It's down in 1 month. It's up 6%, but 3 months, 1 week, 6 months, year to date. Year to date, it's down 8%. Not quite going the same way that the silver people wanted. So, again, analysis wise, is there a great trade in here? I would say not really. I mean, I'd say there's a little bit of a zone and a gap here and some decent movement off of it, but way too much to chop through here for really any type of good trade setup. Vice versa, we were talking about price coming down to the 2350, and that could be a potential buying area. It did make it, and it went sideways. And look at this. When the wicks are bigger than the bodies, again, you kind of want to stay away from it. There's just not a whole lot of trading opportunity right now, at least until we push higher or lower. That level up top, if you're interested in it, is up here. And again, I'm going to mark it as a red black. It'd be a target from the 24 level, but it's nothing that I'd be writing home about. All right, VIX. Right now, VIX is up. Again, that is not good. That would be a red sign for the overall market. And it looks like some things have moved into red territory. There's your rollover. Again, there's your profit taking, continuing to push lower. Interestingly enough, there was a level sitting right here. Let's drop it down to 15. And yes, we could refine it just a little bit. And it did touch it and it bounced. So I would say the trade in the overnight would have been this one right here. Again, pulling back, filling the gap, getting higher. And then again, the profit taking kicked in around 7 o'clock today to get out. There wasn't really, I would say, here's the 930 candle. It was it had hit that level. Could you have taken a long off that one? Maybe. I guess. Could you have been swayed? Like, could you have taken that? I would say maybe, but again, remember, it was already the gap fill there, so the actual true part of that zone had already been filled. Had hit here, pushed it pretty deep. Had been kind of front run here, and then hit, and then left. It's kind of like, nah, that zone's not going to hold. You should have been looking for kind of the retracement back down again. It was more of a short today if you were trading an opening strategy today. I'm sure this threw some people off though, which is, it's going to happen. It's whatever. It has taken a nice bounce, and again, this is more of an ISM manufacturing bounce, probably than anything else, right? News punched it down at his turn, and now it's pushing back up again. Um, I don't know. I would say for today, overall, with it being more expensive, right? We already know the number. Overall, with being a little bit more expensive, I don't think there's any additional ones today. Um, Loan officer survey, which doesn't really matter. Construction spending, not necessarily good. Prices much higher though. Hey, inflation and construction down. So yeah, I would say it's a level to watch out for. Again, it just halted this. Again, this is the late data. It may even be higher right now. But again, decent takeoff spot. Again, it's a decent candle. Again, end of the day on the 29th, so kind of a funky time. But I would say really there, and then we come all the way back down again. Right? We have these two levels lower. Now do we mark the top? Let's see. We could draw a top in there. If we draw a top base there, that's not bad. Let's take this, punch that off. Trying to think, would I go long from there? Hmm. No. I'm gonna turn this one yellow. That one maybe we look for a Harry Potter tomorrow, depending on what we do with this. Yeah, yeah. That's the best can. I mean, that's the best candle on there, right? This 3 hour and a half rise out of that level. That's the best. That's the best spike besides the gap, which again was already filled. Trade was already gone. Trade was already done. Um, and then yeah, roll over. So it's fighting right now. It's 0.01. But yeah, that would have been your decent downside target. Um, yeah, not really much you can say off that, right? Yeah, didn't. Let's see, 9:30 is right here. Actually, 9:30 open right there. Yeah, unfortunately, there was no entry on that one. So again, last week it was rock solid. Look at that. Let's see. There's your pop. Yeah, look at that. 9:30 candle is right here, the third one. So yeah, after three candles of basing, definitely not going to hold. Again, nice short, nice run back, nice run to a psychological number, as well as the base right below it. Nice short on that one. I'd say the next one is probably an area of buyers here. Yeah, definitely more of a short entry after three candles in there flat. Um, now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. Gotta check. I even said that I would have it up this week, and I didn't do it. Uh, let's see. Tech 100. That level is at what? 860. Oh, there was one too. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, I'll show you guys. There's your 10 and 12. There's your basing in there. It was right below. Nine. It printed right here. In this one was like a 9:30. Here's your 9:30 start. So yeah, right at the money. And look at that. That's a 200. That's a $200 one. Yeah, that would have been a nice little trade setup right there. Yeah, I said I was going to do it today too, and I didn't. Uh, anyway, all right, let's go to YM. So not surprised at YM. Again, filled the gap, came all the way back down again, and you can see it just continued to push lower. Now, YM had an interesting little spike here at 9:30. Okay, so this one definitely a little bit of a surprise. Again, this drove higher, right back up into that kind of upper zone. It didn't quite get to the 35,900, and that may have been psychological, just like, oh, we got to hit it, we got to hit it before collapsing back down again. Um, we're kind of sitting in the middle for this one. Bring this back over here. Let me see. Where is this one at now? Yeah, this one's it looks like it's continuing to push down again. So yeah, it makes sense. I would say that overall this was a long from last week. Let's keep that there. Let's bring this across. I would say that this is probably the next level you want to look out for. Again, decent one candle base, nice three runs. It's the same one we saw in NQ. Look for it to push down to that level. Like I said, there was your overnight position. It did pull back though. It is interesting that that pulled all the way up there, right at the open too, man. Straight up into that zone. It's almost like they knew to take that short down. So, yeah, Europeans knew something. They drove that price up just to bring it right back down again. So, yeah, go Europeans. But I would say next area where we're really looking for buys or even slowing down is probably going to be the 35.62. It'll be a target first and then look for a confirmation bounce off of it. Don't forget we have a psychological level lower, the 35,500, which again, also a great level down here. Let's change this white, change this to black, right? Those would be the two levels I watch out to the downside. Again, very, very tricky candle. Look at that. So that one actually would have worked because you would have opened here and pulled back right into that zone, right? Right at the open. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see. Did that have one? Yeah, that did have one too. Yep. That was only one of the $100 ones, but as it pulled up, again, you probably would have marked it off like that. Pretty decent mover. And again, same thing, just using charting over here. This is the zone we're watching out for. Right? Nice run. And you can see it's well past. Well past. I think was there a 911 in there we could have traded? Let's see. Right there. Same one. Same one. Look at that. Same one. Pulled right back up into that zone. Tricky, tricky, tricky. All right, last but not least, let's check out the Russell. Russell, on the other hand, is like, boom, it just blew right through the 23, right? Right through the 23, 25. That 930 candle was over here. It was already off to the races. And it kind of actually, I mean, zoom it back a little bit. There's that level from last week. If you're using this level of basing, there's your 9 o'clock. There's your 9:15 and your 9:30. There's your 9:30. Look at that. It came back down just to actually here. We refined it on the lower time frame. And it did touch. Actually, let's go across. Let's do it over here. 5 minutes. Not as clean over here, though. Yeah, not as clean. But again, knowing that we had the zone. Here, I'll just do it on. It's fine. That works. There's your level of base. There's your pop. Right there is the 9, 910, 920, and then 930 starts right there. Knowing that as price was down here is a little bit out of the money. Obviously, we're well beyond. we're well past. Right. And with 23 minutes to go, it's like, no, no. Not interested. Will let me short it? Wow, look at that. It'll let me short it, but it won't let me go long. Right? Um, yeah. Uh, Funny thing is, look, the 10 o'clock ones were already way too far. They were off to the races. Let's look at the dailies. Mm, Daily was close. Daily was close. I mean, it's obviously well beyond the daily at this point, right? It's close. I don't know how much risk was in there. Probably $20, $30 when we were approaching this level at 9. And again, this one you would have had to trade off of that zone right there. So again, it was in, right? It was in at that 9:15, 9:30 mark. And again, off to the race, you can see this thing blew through. I mean, well over $200 off of one contract. Risk was probably like 20, $30 on that one though. Even though it was close. Even though it was close. So, but yeah, Russell is off to the races. Look at that. Russell's going. Russell is going. Dow is trying to do something. And Q turned. Nice turn by ES though. Yeah, nice turn on that one. All right, natural gas 525. It's coming. 25 cents more to go. 24 cents. 24.8 cents to go. Yeah, get down here to $5. Go, 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 go. All right, let's go do the draw away. The giveaway today. So we got 6 of you in. We got Debbie. Who's in? Marina, Sean. Who else? Will, are you in here? There's Eki. Eki's our winner from Friday. All right, so Eki's going for 100 tonight. Ty, 2 days in a row. Look at that. Ty is in. Ernest. I was like, all right. Ernest knew he wasn't going to win the other day, I guess, and he didn't. Again, it's a guaranteed way to make yourself not lose. It's just not to enter. Right? It's kind of like the lottery, right? You can't win if you don't play. Isn't that what they say? You can't win if you don't play. Kind of the same idea. So Ernest voluntarily withdrew himself from Friday. I think he was sleeping at the keyboard. That's not, Ernest, by the way, I love that burger. You made those smash burgers again this weekend. I saw it on your Instagram, or maybe I just caught up on your Instagram page. Those smash burgers, man, A+. Boy, did they look good. Not healthy, but boy, did they look good. And at the end of the day, what matters the most, right? Enjoying life or trying to live forever. I feel like enjoying life, Isn't that what George Burns said? The guy lived to like 96, smoked a cigar and drank whiskey every single day of his life. Or not every single day, but obviously, but like his adulthood. He's like, yeah, smoke a cigar and have a sitter of brandy every day. Lived to like 96 years old. He's like, I enjoy life to the fullest. It's like, hey, it's the way to do it. All right, let's close the giveaway down. Let's see. Technically, it should be Ernest or Sean, but there's so many people in there. I think you guys are whittled down today. So, all right, winner of today's drawing. Remember, Eki, if he wins today, Eki gets 100. Everybody else gets 25 because it is the start of a new week. And again, Eki was the last winner, and I didn't miss Friday. Winner of today's drawing is... All right, so we obviously broke this, right? Will, this is... Will goes like 5 months without winning, and then all of a sudden, Will's like, yeah, I'm going to win like 2 times a week now. Yeah, I got to smash him to where you have to scrape them off the pan. Ernest, I'm loving it. Look at that. Will had a 10% chance of winning. 10% chance, right? 10% chance. Lowest percentage, and Will's doing it. So, like, I don't know what happened, but I feel like, Will, maybe like, I don't know, man. Maybe you were just on like down on your luck. I feel like, needed something after last night's ball game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, right. Will did something coding wise. That's what it is. I mean, Will's like running away right now, right? Like I feel like Marina and Debbie haven't won for a while, and they're just quietly sitting over there. And I feel like Will is just pulling away, right? Right? Look, Debbie's at a psychological number. Ernest is at a psychological number. Look at this. Look at this. All these psychological numbers. So yeah. I can't get into China. It was like, no. All right. So with that said, don't forget, guys. Tonight, I think is going to, guys and girls, obviously. Tonight, I think it's going to be a good one. We'll see what kind of news comes out. I think there could definitely be some explosions tonight. We'll see how much premium is baked in. Hopefully, Nadix is sleeping at the wheel, and they don't jack a ton of premium into tonight. But I think there'll be some pretty good setups. Right. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning on Nadix. If you need anything, shoot me a message on Discord. I am around today, minus having to take Jen out. So if anybody needs anything, and yeah, I'll be 3D printing today. Probably. It's one good thing. It's like, yeah, honey, I'm trading. She's like, I hear the 3D printer. I'm like, I know. I'm doing that too. It's 4 hours. All right, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys later. You guys take care, and have a good one.